grabbed my son and I said, listen, you got to stop this. I'm on parole. You got to stop it. I don't want you to do that. I got businesses here. Jump in. There was a kid, Mike Papa. He could have jumped in. Smart kid. He said, Dad, we're all broke.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about Sammy the Scumbag. If you guys like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. I got a lot of great things dropping. Mike, what's up? Wow, Bill, you're putting in some work. Having Randy Couture on, always amazing. Man is a legend. Not directly into another show. Definitely, man. So closer. I barely have time to make another cup of coffee. That's how I like to do it, man. I could drop a show every hour if I wanted to. I have a lot of content. I'm going to be dropping tons today. I just got done editing a bunch. I did a bunch of editing yesterday. I got some interviews today. I don't have too much time today, but I got enough. So we're going to get in to Sammy the Bull. And a lot of people, some of his supporters say, oh, John was going to rat on Sammy and throw him under the bus. Okay, if that's true, right? Then why did Sammy the Bull testify against so many other people? That defeats that question right there. His argument is out the window with that. Because Sammy the Bull was a killer. He was a maniac. And he's the one that should have spent the rest of his life in prison, not John Gotti. John Gotti was doing what John Gotti did, like what he does. He was a gangster. What do you want him to do? So he ended up spending the rest of his life in prison. And now you got Sammy the Scumbag sitting there telling his rat-ass stories and people looking up to him. It's really gross, man. But let's get into the first video.
You end up doing 18 years.
17 years, 7 months, almost 18 years.
Almost
Yes,
18.
You're right.
He counts it down to the second. maybe prison's in your future again.
Now, when you first go to prison, you think that the mafia is going to kill you.
On the first time, yeah.
Yeah.
On the first time, yeah. Hold on a second. Hell yeah, he thought the mafia was going to kill him. 100%.
You end up doing 18 years.
17 years, 7 months, almost 18 years.
Almost
Yes, you're
18.
right.
Now, when you first go to prison, you think that the mafia is going to kill you.
On the first time, yeah.
On the first time, yeah. And if you guys don't know, I did an interview with John Greshner, and he explained Sammy Gravano's tattoo, how it's not recognized by the Aryan Brotherhood. He got the tattoo by a rat. So if you got a rat tattoo in you, it doesn't matter. Like, And we exposed Sammy Gravano for his artwork dealings, and he recanted on his statement saying, oh, I send it to him now, and he does a little bit and sends it back. Total bullshit. Sammy Gravano does not paint any paintings. He can't even paint a stick figure. So anyone that believes that he is the one doing the paintings, wake up. He's scamming you guys.
Yeah. And you were prepared for this.
The first time.
Yeah. So you become cool with some of the other gangs.
The rats in the other gangs. Don't forget that.
The Aryan Brotherhood and the Mexican La Familia.
Not because of the mafia. No.
He got cool with the rats in the other gangs. And they're not even a part of them organizations anymore. See, what these interviewers forget to say is you were in protective custody, Sammy, right?
Because when I was in prison, I carried myself a certain way. I got along with the blacks very well. I got along with the Mexican mafia very well. I got along with the Aryan brothers.
Dropouts. He got along with dropouts very well. He wasn't in an active yard. So if you guys don't know, I have a new interview with John Gressner dropping today. And he explains a lot of shit about Scammy Gravano. And if you haven't seen part 2, make sure you guys go check it out. It's out now. So part 2 is out now. Part 3 will be out today. I'm trying to find it. Let me see if I can play a clip real quick. This episode of Chatting with Staxx.
We got pulled out of there, and then the cancer came back, and he went down to they do in New York, but they run a lot of union stuff. They got so that's what he was.
The Bull. How was Sammy? The Bull. How was Sammy the Bull able to go so long in prison without anyone doing anything to him?
He was on PC. God, he wasn't in general population, bro.
No. See, I knew the answer to that question, but like obviously, but other people don't know that he was in PC. He wasn't with active gang members. If he was, it would have been a whole different story. But when you hear Sammy Gravano speak over here, listen how he's talking like he was in the main line, which he was not. Hold up, this one.
The Aryan brothers did I'm Tattooed Up the Yin Yang. I was very friendly with them.
He was friendly with dropouts. He was not friendly with the Aryan brothers because dropouts aren't in the gang anymore. So for them to even tattoo any affiliation on Sammy Gravano it's idiotic shit. Like really is. I don't get it. Like you guys have to understand this. Emerald, what's up? Bobo Cam, Vegas Pete. Think I'm a kingpin. How are you? Friend of Bobby. Shout out to Bobby. DB, what's up? Or DG, how are you? Scammy's a joke. You know what's really disgusting? All the people that support him. I call them rat riders. Rat riders. There's a lot of them.
Tattoos with me. We played chess together. All kinds of things. So we became friends.
In PC. He's forgetting that part.
Wasn't worried about in prison about no hit.
Why not, Scammy? Because you were in protective custody. That's why. No, but so Sammy the Bull keeps talking about this guy Cornfed that was with the Aryan Brotherhood. Can you tell me anything about him? Watch what he says. He says Cornfed was going to get killed too.
Yeah, Snyder. Yeah, he was AV in California. He was in the shoe for a long time. He was caught up in that pit bull thing. And the pit bull thing where attacked them gals in San Francisco. And
yeah, killed the woman.
Killed one of them and all that. Yeah, so he had the Corn-fed, Turtle, and some other guys got a racketeering case out of Pelican Bay.
This has been on for 10 minutes, man. I don't have a bunch of time today. I have something to do in a little bit, but I got some time.
The shoe in Pelican Bay, because listen, just because you're in the shoe, that don't stop nothing, man. And they're doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? Hey, they run those yards. They run them yards.
Allegedly, Corn-Fed put an
yards.
Aryan Brotherhood tag on Sammy the Bull. He tattooed his arm with an Odin.
Sammy is Sammy, right? Listen, Sammy was doing Sammy's thing, man. You know, he's part of that Gambino thing. He's with Gotti. He's doing all that, man. That's his business. Well,
yeah, PC. No, they call it Punk City. Where I in prison. When I was in prison, they call PC Punk City. That's where all the punks go because they can't make it out in the main prison. And for your information, I was never in PC ever. I was always in the main line. So general population, they call it GP, not PC. See, that's what they're forgetting to say when they do these interviews.
And one day there was a hit on a guy, one of the Familia guys. That's like Mexican, that's an elite Mexican mafia group. And I talked to this guy, Corn-Fed, who was a leader in the Aryan Brothers.
Dropout. He was a dropout. So he's not in the fucking gang. I don't know why he even talks like these people are active gang members. They're not. None of them. The whole pod, they're all dropouts. They're all not active. That's why he wasn't worried. Because these people are all protected. Liberty, what's up, man? Punk City, that's a good one. That's what they used to call it when I was in prison.
And I said, I just found out this guy's gonna, I didn't know him personally. I said,
there he goes, ratting again, right?
he's gonna get hit in the yard. So Corn-Fed said, Sammy, when you go out, he's right below you. Go to his window, tell him I sent you to, and tell him about the hit.
And go rat out the other guy, Scammy. You're good at that.
I did. I went to the yard, I banged on his window, and I told him, bro, there's something out, you're gonna get hit. He cut me off. Sammy, thanks a lot, bro. I already know. So I said, well, Corn-Fed knows too, and he wants you to know that he's sending word too. He said,
and they're all dropouts. Don't forget that. Like, Sammy was protected in prison by the guards. He might as well have his own keys with him or a badge. This fucking guy's a cop, straight up.
I love Corn-Fed, give him my regards. I know. So that day, that thing became, when I walked in a thing like Mexican Familia guys were in a cell, and I'm walking by, boom, they hit their chest, Sammy.
Dropouts. He's forgetting to say that, though.
So we became tight. Not that I needed them because any hits or anything like that.
Now he's acting like he was like the big kahuna on the campus, right? I didn't need them because of the hits. No, you didn't need them because of the police, Scammy. Because you're a fucking liar.
When it went bad, they had all them damn tapes out of that Ravenite club and all that shit. Sammy the Bull. So check it out. Sammy the Bull, when he was like at the ADX in Florence, he was in D unit. D unit is called a high security unit. And the way these blocks are built, they're built like an X.
See, they keep a close eye on you, especially the police officers like Scammy the Bull. He had his own fucking badge. He had a walkie-talkie in the cell. He got to have like privileged shit because he was no good. Man, call it Punk City. Then dudes want to go home, but they will still kill if they have to. Yeah, I'm sure. But still, man, they weren't doing shit in there. These guys aren't active. That's why for Corn-Fed to even put the Aryan Brotherhood tattoo on Sammy, he must have wanted him to get killed. If they would have put any of these people in the main general population, they would be gone. Everyone out there that knows.
Now, if you were to look at the X, you got the two arms up at top, two on the bottom. One arm coming in is the hallway going into the block. The arm on the left going up is a range. In the feds, tiers are called ranges. They got 12 cells, and there's two of them. There's an upper and lower range.
No, he would not survive if he was placed in main population. A lot of them wouldn't. They're dropouts. The first thing they're going to do is the person who is the head of whatever organization they were with is going to attack them. No one's going to accept them on the main yard. No one. It's not going to happen. Pasquale, what's up, man? Pontiac, how you doing? Corn-fed had like 6 or 8 bodies in prison. A lot of them had bodies. It doesn't matter. If Corn-fed went to the main line, he would have got killed too.
Then B range, the one to the right, the top arm going up, that's B range. There's 12 cells on each tier there too, in the top and bottom. Then the arm on the right going back is C range. There's only 8 cells. That's a short range. 8 cells on upper and lower ranges. Okay. D range is considered a high security block. Most of these PC guys in there, like say the Unabombers and guys like that they aren't going to let out anyhow because they think somebody's going to try to kill them.
Why were you in there? Think like a kingpin? Everyone has their own reasons why they went. Like Bobby, shout out to Bobby. He did a noble thing. I got a lot of respect for that guy. And but like Scammy the Bull? No, because he always says John Gotti was gonna throw me under the bus. No, he wasn't. When it's time to be a gangster, you gotta stand on shit. You can't throw the towel in once you gotta face prison time. Like, everyone knows that Sammy Gravano was killing people, taking over their businesses. And he told to get out of trouble, the bottom line. He told to get out of it and throw his boss under the bus.
Was that. And the ABs, I just had a relationship with them for
The dropouts. Don't forget that part, Sammy. There weren't active gang members.
a while. And it's the way I carried myself in. I got along with, like I said.
Wow, you got respect from people in PC. Wow.
I didn't ask for nobody's protection, but I got along with the blacks, from area and the area. I wasn't part of any one of their groups.
Because they weren't part of any one of their groups. I mean, maybe they clicked up in there and they hung out, but once they cooperate or do whatever they do, because everyone has different stories on what really transpires. He was not with active gang members or individuals. He wasn't.
But I was friendly with them.
Well, I mean, you go to prison at age 57.
I think the pinch came in, I think I was 55.
Yeah, no, but then it took 2 years for the whole court case to go through. So by 57,
I never got out when I got pinched.
You got put in jail with no bond.
The minute
okay.
I got pinched,
Got it.
At 55 years old, I never came back out.
Got it. So by 57, that's when your official sentence started with time served, right?
No, 57.
Well, 57 is when you were sentenced.
When I get sentenced.
Sentenced at 57, exactly.
Yeah.
But you're already in jail, so you get transferred to prison at 57.
Because in February of 2000, I'm indicted by the state of Arizona with the X's.
Yeah.
January of 2001.
Yeah, because he's out committing more crimes after he told on John Gotti. Now, you know what his punishment should have been, right? Everybody knows. Like, what should his punishment have been for telling on this guy? So after he gets caught selling drugs and he goes to prison, they should have put him in general population. I guarantee you he would not have made it out alive. 100%. But he's trying to put the persona out like he was in general population. He never mentions that he was in protective custody. Never. Not even once.
Feds indict me on a mirror case with Zaga and them. I'm pinched in 2 cases now. Mirror case. In 2002, the Iceman, I'm indicted on a cold case to kill a cop 23 years prior. I got 3 big cases going at the same time.
Now, the Iceman case was all bullshit, right?
Yeah, I faced life without parole, but yeah.
And now let's listen to Sammy talk about how he wasn't a drug dealer.
Right, but you
I
had,
wound
nothing
up
to
beating it.
do, you had nothing to do with that.
No,
Right.
no. But that don't really mean shit. There's a lot of guys I know in prison, believe me, who are doing time that shouldn't be doing
So it
time.
was still stressful, obviously.
Well, I'm facing life without parole, and I'm facing 3 monster cases.
Did you know the Iceman?
No,
Never met him.
no.
Okay. Okay, but what I'm saying is, by the time you really start serving your sentence, you're 60. You're basically in your 60s, going
I
into
don't
your
come
60s.
out until I'm 72.
Right, exactly. So you're an older man. You're still in good shape, but you're, if some crazy jacked up 20-something-year-old wants to go at you, you'd be at a definite disadvantage in prison.
In protective custody. He's failing to tell you guys that he's protected by the police. He's not like, I had to survive, go home to my family. Life sentence was too much. He ain't no punk, that's for sure. I think he's a punk. I'd mush this fucking old man right in his face if I ever seen him. He wouldn't do a fucking thing about it.
Right.
So did anyone ever try to intimidate you,
I
extort
put
you?
my prison hat on. I tattooed it all over. And everybody, I told them, bro.
I don't believe him. Listen, man, he's an old man. He ain't shit. He ain't no tough guy. All that gangster shit, when you go like this and you cooperate, poof, goes out the window. I'm not saying you can't still have it in you and want to be that guy, but you ain't.
If I lose, I lose. I win, I win.
And that's not the case. I know what Sammy's little I know what his MO was. It was to drop slips on people and get them moved before he had a problem with them. I heard he got slapped in the face. He didn't do shit about it in prison. So all this shit about he's a gangster and I don't believe him. I don't believe it.
I would do it if I lose. I will fucking come back and kill you. You want to fight me? You won? Good. Well, I'm gonna fight like a bastard. I'm up in age now. But if I lose and you start stomping my face or do something crazy, you better kill me.
And that would be the plan, Sammy. If they're stomping your face, I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to kill you, man.
Because I will kill you. And everybody knew that. So I don't think anybody, and I'm a friendly guy, I'm a people's person. I don't think my shit don't stink. I'm Sammy the Bull. I never did none of that stuff.
Yeah, see, he said, ain't no one scared of any of these Italian dudes. Yeah, if you want to share your story, man, let me know. And we can do an interview. Just email me. And you could explain.
So I got along with people. And a lot of times when I did get into an argument, whether it was black guys or whoever, step to the plate. Whoa, you're not doing.
Hey, they didn't give Whitey Bulger a pass. They ripped his eyeballs right out of his head. They didn't give him no pass. They weren't playing games. Do you think they would have played games with him? 100% not. They would have made a notch on their belt. They should have sent him to the same prison they sent Whitey Bulger. That would have been a good justification for his ass after he killed Alan Kaiser, an innocent child. Kid was 16 years old, walking home from his girlfriend's house. Shoots him right in the back. How gangster is that? That's some cowardly shit. And maybe they won't get justice in this lifetime, but they will in the next. I guarantee you that, because this guy ain't going to no good place after he passes away.
with him. Not that I asked them to, but we were friends.
Right, because at one point the Aryan Brotherhood, their logo, one of their logos is Odin,
Right.
the Norse god.
That's their god.
Right. And they allowed you to tattoo Odin on yourself.
Yeah.
He said that's their god. No, it's not. They don't. Maybe they use the symbolism, some of them do, but that's not their god. Like Sammy the liar is saying in this interview. He's full of shit. He doesn't know because he wasn't with active people.
Tattooed.
On my own.
And if he goes to the main line, they're going to cut it off his arm. But I don't think he would even make it that far for them to cut it off his arm. They would, they'd handle him before he made it to his cell, probably.
Wanted to get out, they keep him isolated. And you got guys that are actually checked in there, that are just they're just, they can't make it. People are after them. Then you got guys like Tommy was there because he got out of the SAM cells, no human contact cells. So what they did is there was lawsuits from the University of Denver, University of Colorado and Denver, the law school, fighting, trying to get him out of solitary confinement. So they moved him into D unit, put him on a short tier with some other people, and but he's never going to get out of there. So Sammy the Bull was over there in D unit on PC because he's, he told on John and did all the stuff he did, right? He had another guy there out of New York named Gas Pipe. He was one of the hitters out of New York and all that with that whole trip. A lot of guys in there that were just in that unit, right? Stuck there in that unit. As far as Sammy putting on an Odinist tattoo, first of all, Aryan Brotherhood is not Odinist. That's not to say some of them wouldn't necessarily have that theological belief, but that doesn't define Aryan Brotherhood. Okay, and the AB, I don't know what AB he's talking about. Because
Do you hear this? He said, I don't know what AB he's talking about. Now, this is coming from the horse's mouth. Like,
the AB started in California, then went into Feds. That's the original AB, right? And then they.
Yo, you're right. Think I'm a kingpin. Think like a kingpin. All these guys on YouTube and these guys pretending to be gangsters. I didn't know what it was all about when I first came on here, but eventually you start to see right through all their bullshit, and I'm starting to see it all, like for what they really are. They're a bunch of clowns claiming to be something they're not, and they're taking other people's stories from stand-up individuals and they're using them as their own. It's really disgusting.
Start growing up everywhere, like in Arizona, Georgia, Texas. It's just started happening everywhere, right? So
yeah,
I don't know if he was down in Arizona because remember he got in that little trip with the ecstasy thing down there, swinging ecstasy, and got caught up. So I don't know if people are claiming to be ABs and all that may have did something with. But here's the thing: if you got a guy that rolled over on his cruise and did what Sammy did, no crew that's involved in criminal activities is going to allow him into the crew because he's already been on the witness stand against everyone. You know what I mean?
You heard it here first.
Now, if you put a tattoo of Logan, Odin.
He doesn't even know the fucking name. And you guys just heard it. Like, it's not official. Like, this guy's part of nothing. Never was.
They will cut it off.
Yeah.
So, Cornfed said, Sammy, you're not one of us, but you're so close to us. We love you. We'll tattoo Odin on your arm.
You should have got a tattoo of Punk City across your back. That's what you should have got a picture of. You on the stand like this. That would have been okay. I'm sure everyone on the main yard would accept that. But you want to be some super gangster, like you go from the mob to now you're in the Aryan Brotherhood, which you're no part of any of that shit. So I don't know why you're trying to like claim that they respected you so much that they let you get this. You got the tattoo from a dropout. That's like somebody going, that's like a dropout, right? From another gang going to another gang dropout and then putting the tattoo of that gang on them. You're not recognized at all by anyone except the people that put it on you.
And we'll tell them that that's coming from us. I said, okay.
You'll tell who? They're going to tell who it's coming from you. Who? There is no one to tell. Who? Other people in protective custody? You're going to tell them that it's coming from them? Makes no sense, Scammy.
I tattooed it on my arm, and I was able to walk around the prison. All the ABs who saw it, they knew.
All the dropouts.
Sammy's one of us.
Right.
Yeah. Sammy's one of us. Yeah. Protective custody. Yeah. Sammy's one of those guys. I guarantee you there's some hidden symbols in the tattoos. I guarantee you that they did that. The story ain't adding up.
These also are a racist organization.
I don't really know if they're a racist organization, to tell you the truth.
I mean, they have the word.
Come on, Sammy. Come on, man. The Aryan Brotherhood was formed to protect other white inmates because they were getting attacked, and they got together. They formed this organization, and they were vicious. They wanted quality. They didn't want quantity. And then once the ranks started blowing up, it spilled over into a bunch of drug addicts and this and that, and it got out of control. Now, you got Scammy the Rat with a tattoo claiming to be a part of this organization. I'm not part of it, but you're recognized, right? Like they respect you. No, Sammy. You're recognized by the people in protective custody. Be clear when you speak and tell these stories. Tell the truth. Don't tell half truth.
In their name.
Yeah, the Aryan brothers. But I was in jail with them. They deal drugs. They'll kill anybody. Every one of them is a killer. Nobody fucks with them in prison. I don't care what nationality, race. I don't care who you are.
And you're telling me they're going to accept a known rat into their organization or even being around them? No, they're not. Anyone feeling that Sammy is really racist behind the scenes? Yes, he is. 100%. 100%. Sammy is really Tony Pizza's bitch. How come Gene hasn't been arrested for Ric Flair jewelry? I think it's coming. Honestly, I think it's coming. It's only a matter of time. We got sausage lips. He's gonna be in trouble. Shout out to Tommy. Yeah, it's only a matter of time until this jerk off gets busted for stealing Ric Flair's jewelry or being in possession of it, however he got it. But yeah, it's only a matter of time for that one.
You have to be crazy to fuck with them. And but I don't know them. They had a lot of guys that they knew who were black guys that they were friendly with.
I mean, do they have swastikas and stuff like that on them?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's Nazi. That's with Jews and stuff like that.
It's also blacks. The Nazis hated blacks as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's
maybe
no way
maybe
around.
It is what it is. But yeah, he's gonna be getting locked up soon. I guarantee you that, because he stole some pretty expensive jewelry from Ric Flair. Well, I'll tell you guys the story. A girl was using Ric Flair's car. She allegedly got her hands on some jewelry and gave it to another person that gave it to Gene. And his girlfriend, seeing that he had Ric Flair's jewelry on, and she ratted him out. There you have it. So the master burglar himself got caught, and he's going to be paying the price. Theft of jewelry. If you see these lips, they are armed and dangerous and lubricated and ready for entry.
Yes.
but not what I saw there.
Okay.
So it wasn't, maybe they didn't like some of them. But I didn't look at it as an out and out racist gang.
Okay.
And they would fuck with anybody. I don't care if you were Mexican, black. If you were on the bad end of them, they'll fuck with you. They'll kill you.
Listen, don't get me wrong. There could be killers in protective custody. And a lot of these people did heinous shit. Look at the stuff Sammy did. A lot of heinous crimes. But once they're in protective custody, they kind of like chill out, They can't like be active like that. Because where else are they going to go? They're going to be stuck in a cell looking at the wall by themselves for the rest of their life, or however long they're serving. Some of them are cooperating against different organizations. They're all different stories. Every one of them has a different story on why they're there. And it's just crazy that Sammy Gravano would come and do an interview and say that he was accepted by the AB, which is fucking lie, blatant lie. He was accepted by the people in protective custody, and they put in a tattoo on him. He needs to clarify what really happened. So next time you see Sammy Gravano go live, tell him to tell the whole truth, how he got that tattoo in protective custody.
But I didn't see, why didn't they tell me? I had a lot of black friends. Sammy, stay the fuck away from them.
He says the typical shit. I had a lot of black friends. Profits for life. I've always been interested in an OC story. Stumbled across one of your previous videos while scrolling on YouTube. You do a good job breaking shit down. Thank you. Profits for life. I appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe, man. I got a lot of great content on the way. You guys will be surprised at some of the people I got coming on. Some really good stuff. I'm going to be dropping a bunch of interviews and things today, too. Part 3 with John Greshner will be out.
I never did that.
Mm-hmm.
They played cards with them. And I know that later in another prison, I met Cornfed, and he tattooed a black guy.
Oh, geez. They're in protective custody. Of course they're all getting along. Sammy has his badge on and his walkie-talkie. I heard he would drop slips. If he had a problem with someone or he was jealous about someone else, he would just drop a slip. They would come in, grab the person, take him out, pack up his shit. Sammy's problem's gone. And they would do anything Sammy wanted.
How racist is he? He's doing that. His blood is coming out. He's wiping it. I mean, I don't see that as being a major racist guy.
Now, your son Gerard, he's living in Arizona as well.
Yes.
He just threw his own son under the bus. So your son Gerard is staying with you, you rat motherfucker, in Arizona in your storefront. I don't think Gerard's staying in the storefront. I think he probably has his own place. But Sammy Gravano can't even get an apartment. Why? Because no one wants to rent to him. So he sleeps in a storefront, in an empty storefront where he does his shows He has like a little cot in there, little bathroom. I don't even think he has a shower. He goes to a gym and takes a shower. Ain't that right, Scammy?
Me and him had a conversation this morning. I got a few little, piece of information about what really happened.
And your son says you're a fucking liar, Sammy. Watch this.
And I guess he had gotten into a whole bunch of credit card debt.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? He's like, he's all worried. He did? Oh, he did? I don't know what story to tell. He did?
He was like $50,000 in debt. And in order to get out of this debt, he decides to sell some drugs. And I guess he was going to go back to New York to do a drug deal, but you kind of freaked out because that's where you're from and that's where, all your connections are. So.
And guess what? I got the person that they got ecstasy coming on the show. And you're going to find out where they got the ecstasy and how all this transpired behind the scenes and what really happened with Sammy Gravano. It's a crazy story, and you guys are going to be shocked when you hear it. Some insider information you're not aware about. I don't think anyone's ever talked about this on a podcast before, but I'm going to bring it to you guys very soon.
He agreed to actually do the drug deals in Arizona, and he borrowed the money from you?
So listen, Sammy Gravano had $4 million after he cooperated. Probably had more than that because he stashed some money. But he had $4 million. His son got into some credit card debt. Now, how much money do you think his credit card debt was? 50,000 at the most, probably. Who knows? Could have been more, but his father had $4 million. He had a construction business. He was making all this money. His father could have paid his credit card debt right off. He didn't have to sell drugs, but he did. He decided to go into the drug business.
Freaked out, period, that he was even doing drugs, let alone going back to New York.
Yeah.
Which was the stupidest move you could make. Now, you're going to bring my name, you're my son over there. And if they want to do something to hurt me, they're going to maybe hurt you. So
probably kidnap him or something,
that,
right? Yeah.
Right. Or hurt him.
Yeah.
Listen, he's telling these stories about his son going to get the ecstasy and all this shit. You're going to find out the truth on where they got the ecstasy, who they got it from. I have the person that they got it from. Like, he was in the middle of the transaction. And he's going to explain to you guys what happened. And I don't even want to give any more away because it is that good.
And so he was going to stay there. And then later on, I was running my pool businesses and all my businesses. So later on, he had a couple of kids he was running around with, partners with. And one day I came in the house and they were counting up money. And one of the guys said, "Mr. Gravano, here, that's yours." I said, "What is it?" Money.
You mean the ADX? The show about ADX? Ecstasy. Oh, the ecstasy one. Oh, ecstasy. I'm working on it this week. I'll definitely get it out very soon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call a person right after I'm done with this show.
It was a little stack. For what? For the pills we're selling.
He's like, "Oh, you owe a little bit of credit card debt?" He's like, "I'm in. I got $4 million. I could pay off your credit card debt, but do an ecstasy deal? Of course, I'm in. Why not?"
I said, "No thanks. I'm not interested in the pills. I'm not interested in the money." And I freaked out about that.
Sammy was involved with drugs a long time ago. He's been involved with drugs since he was with the Colombo family. And there's proof of this. So watch what he says. Listen to his next statement.
And I left. I grabbed my son and I said, listen, you got to stop this. I'm on parole. You got to stop it.
But you wouldn't give him the money for his credit card debt, right? You figured a quick flip will take care of everything, huh? He was addicted to going around using the name. I'm Sammy Gravano. I'll put you in the desert. They were getting off on that type of shit. But you don't scare anyone anymore, Scammy.
I don't want you doing that. I got businesses here. Jump in. There was a kid, Mike Papa. He could have jumped in. Smart kid.
Hey, Mickey, what's up, man? Thomas, how are you? Dean, Emerald, Peter Pan, Mike, Salvatore, how are you? Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I got about 12 more minutes.
He said, Dad, we're all broke.
he said, Dad, we're all broke, but you got $4 million. What do we do? What can we do? Sammy goes, I know. Let me finance your drug business.
So how was I going to stop him? He's not a baby, and they're not kids. So I devised a stupid plan. I thought it was a smart plan.
Just like the rest of your bright ideas, huh, Sammy?
I said, how about, found out that they were buying it for $7.50, selling it for $15.20.
I'm going to let you know exactly how much they paid for the pills because Sammy is full of shit and you can't get anything straight with him. So we're going to break down exactly like how it went down, how much it was, where they went, all of it, how it all transpired, where they came from, and then what was going to happen after, but it didn't happen. It's a fucking wild story.
Ecstasy pills. And they're selling 5,000 pills or 10,000 pills like this. So I said, how about?
He said, I'm going to keep all my money and I'm going to finance the drug business and let my kid and my daughter, he's going to let his son and his daughter and his wife get involved. It makes no sense. So he puts his son, his daughter, his wife's life at risk to run around like he's a gangster again. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to sow my oats and go back to being a gangster. Because once you cooperate, you're no good. So how he was able to run around on the streets and use his rat-ass name is mind-blowing.
If I fund a couple of big moves where you buy 50, 60, 70, maybe 100,000 pills, and you just make the money. I want my money back plus interest. Vic, like a shower.
How much interest?
So he's making money off his kid too. He's like, you know what? I'll front the money, but I already got the money to pay your credit card debt. But I want a VIG on your money too. That's the type of scumbag Sammy is. Now he's telling the truth because he's a dirtbag. Here, let's hear that again.
Out of this debt, he decides to sell some drugs. And I guess he was going to go back to New York to do a drug deal, but you kind of freaked out because that's where you're from and that's where, all your connections are. So he agreed to actually do the drug deals in Arizona. And he borrowed the money from you?
I freaked out, period, that he was even doing drugs, let alone going back to New York.
Yeah.
Which was the stupidest move you could make. Now, you're going to bring my name, you're my son over there. And if they want to do something to hurt me, they're going to maybe hurt you.
So probably kidnap him or something,
that,
right? Yeah.
Right. Or hurt him.
Yeah.
So he was going to stay there. And then later on, I was running my pool businesses and all my businesses. So later on, he had a couple of kids he was running around with, partners with. And one day I came in the house and they were counting up money. And one of the guys said, Mr. Gravano, here, that's yours. I said, what is it? Money. It was a little stack. For what? For the pills we're selling. I said, no thanks. I'm not interested in the pills. I'm not interested in the money. And
But he wants a VIG on his money, right? He's not interested in the pills or the money, but he wants a VIG on his money that he gives his son to sell drugs. It's like, what? What? And then on top of it, his son's running around using the name, right? Sammy the Bull put you in the desert. His dad finds out about this. He calls his son over and he puts a gun to his son's head, Gerard's head. Puts a gun to his head and says, don't fucking use my name around. Or his daughter or something. Gerard's girlfriend said his name or something. He called Gerard over and he put a gun to Gerard's head. Said he would kill him if he ever used his name like that again. Crazy. That's the type of scumbag this guy is.
freaked out about that. And I left. I grabbed my son and I said, listen, you got to stop this. I'm on parole.
You got to stop this, but I'll give you the money.
You got to stop it. I don't want you doing that. I got businesses here. Jump in. There was a kid, Mike Papa. He could have jumped in. Smart kid. And he said, Dad, we're all broke. So how was I going to stop him? He's not a baby, and they're not kids. So I devised a stupid plan. I thought it was a smart plan. I said, how about, found out that they were buying it for $7.50.
He devised a plan to make money off his own kids and his wife and let them go to prison too. He didn't give a fuck. So he went through with the plan, and that's got him 20 years in prison. So stay tuned for the next one. I appreciate all you guys. My bad, I got to cut this short. I got some pretty important things to do. So if you guys like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. If you want to donate, you can hit a Cash App, Chatting with Staxx, or Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats. I'm looking for funding for a couple projects I got going on. And if you like this content, cool. If not, too bad. Start your own podcast. But remember, don't be a bitch.